Namaskar Vidyarthi Mitranno, Santosh here, and today I am going to deliver my lecture number 6 part 2 on irrigation engineering, and which deals with the spillways and especially capacity of the spillway, location of the spillway, different types of gates used in spillways, and also energy dissipation. This lecture is very important as far as MPSC mains is concerned, and this lecture is also suitable for diploma and degree level civil engineering students as well as interested people who want to learn something new in civil engineering. So let us start my lecture number 6 part 2 on spillways. First of all, we discuss the capacity of the spillway, how it is calculated. The maximum discharge that a spillway can pass is known as a capacity of spillway, and it is expressed in meter cube per second or million meter cube per second. The unit of the capacity of the spillway is same as that of discharge, and the formula used for calculation of this capacity is Q is equal to C into LE into HE raised to 3 by 2, where Q is equal to discharge in meter cube per second, where C is equal to coefficient of discharge, which is generally taken in the range of 2.1 to 2.5. HE is the total head over the crest including velocity of approach. Then LE is equal to effective length of the crest, and which is equal to gross length minus end contractions. Please look at this figure. If this is the crest or top of the spillway and this is the water coming over that spillway, then these end two distances are known as end contraction, and this effective length is the total length or gross length minus this two end contraction. Such a length is called as the effective length. And total head means that is the head over the crest. Crest means top of spillway. So what is the head available over the top of spillway is termed as the total head. So it is so simple to calculate the capacity of spillway. Then we are going to discuss the location of the spillway. It is very important. The spillway can be located within the body of the dam. Spillway can be located away from the body of the dam or at one end of that dam. So, or it may be located independently. So, spillway may be within the body of the dam, may at the end, or may at the distance away from that dam. So, spillway can be located anywhere, but it requires a specific location. If deep narrow gorge with steep banks separated from a flank by hillock with its level above the top of dam is available, the spillway can be built independently of the dam. And under such a circumstances, a concrete or a earthen dam can be constructed across the main valley, and the spillway can be constructed independently into that saddle as shown in figure. This is the location of the dam, and for the dam these are the level. This is the full reservoir level, this is the high flood level, and this is the top of the dam, and this is the independent saddle away from that dam location, and it is specially suited for the spillway. And the top of FRL is here also, and that is termed as a spillway crest, and such a location is termed as a saddle. And the freeboard is the distance between HFL and the top of the dam, which is shown here, and that is the maximum water level means high flood level or HFL. So you must get some idea about the location of the spillway. Spillway, you know that it is only overflow portion of the dam, or it is the safety wall of the dam. When dam carries the discharge more than its capacity, that discharge may be taken up by spillway and carry the water from upstream side to downstream side. Then we are going to discuss the spillway gates. Spillway gates. Gates are provided on the top of crest of the spillways. Top of crest of the spillway means this is the HFL, and this is the FRL. So at the level of FRL means that is the spillway crest level, and they are fitted in the steel frames fixed in a piers. Means at that crest level the piers are constructed, and pier that constructed piers, there is steel frame for that construction of gates. The gates may be a non-automatic type or automatic type. The gates which are working automatically are termed as automatic, and which are not working automatic, or when HFL rises or when water level rises above FRL, in such a situation the operation of the gate is automatic. Such a gates are called as automatic gates, and which are not working automatically are termed as a non-automatic gates. And these gates, the lining of rubber is provided to prevent the leakages. Careful maintenance of these gates is of prime importance for their proper functioning. If there is a leakage from the gate, then there is no use of storage of water, and the water is leaking from that spillway gates is a serious affair. Spillway gates are classified as follows. First is the non-automatic gates which are not working automatically. These are again classified into vertical lift gates. Name itself indicates it is lifted vertically, and when there is a free roller arrangement it is called as a vertical lift gates with free roller, and whenever there are fixed roller type it is called as a vertical lift gates with fixed roller. And another type of gate frequently asked in the examination in our times for short notes or for diagram, that is tenter gate or a sector gate. It is very important gate as far as diagram is concerned or working is concerned. And automatic gates are again classified into Reynolds gates, and second is, you know, that great Vishweshwaraya, that is Vishweshwaraya gate, which is placed on Khadakwasla Dam as well as Krishnaraj Sagar Dam. Vertical lift gates. Name itself indicates is working on vertical lifting. These gates are rectangular type and generally made up of steel plates. They are supported on the framework of steel members which moves vertically in their own plane in the grooves provided in the pier for the both ends. Means along the crest there are two ends of that crest, and on that two ends there piers are provided at two ends, and the steel plates are provided there, and that steel plates lifted vertically by means of a rope or by means of a arrangement, and such a gates are termed as a vertical lift gates. The vertical lifts gate may be a vertical sliding type, fixed wheel rolling gate, or free roller stony gate. We termed it as a stony gate for free roller arrangement. This is a vertical lifting type of gate. This is the steel plate here. This one steel plate which is placed for working as a spillway gate. The gate slides in the grooves. Heavy frictional resistance is encountered for lifting the gates against the water pressure. Sliding gates are therefore seldom used. This is the spillway, okay, and this is the FRL, means that crest of pier, and this is the steel plate, and this is the end plate here. This is the seal T-beam, or this part is called as seal of spillway. Groove is provided for stop lock and for vertical lifting also, and such a gates are termed as a vertical sliding gates. The second figure, B figure, showing the fixed wheel rolling gate. Name itself indicates the wheels are fixed. These are the rolling wheels and fixed with end plates. This is the end plate, and guide rail is fixed also there for movement of that rollers or rolling wheels. This is the full reservoir level of the dam, and this is the seal of the spillway, and this arrangement is constructed within the pier. So such a part of that spillway is termed as a pier. The C type of arrangement is free roller. It is called as a caterpillar type of gate. That is this one. This one is caterpillar type of gate. MS rolling wheel free type is provided here. This is shown in the dotted line. The top of the spillway near crest is called as a gate seal or a seal. These are the MS rolled steel joist. This is the steel plate as shown here, and these are the end plates as shown here. So these three types of gates you must know. First one, as discussed, vertical sliding gate. Second one is fixed wheel rolling gate, and third is the free roller caterpillar type of gate. Fixed wheel rolling gate, which is shown in figure B. The wheels are mounted on the gates along the each end and travel on vertical tracks on the grooves. The fixed wheels reduces the friction. Why this arrangement of fixed wheel is used? To reduce the friction. In this arrangement, there is a heavy friction. For vertical sliding gate, that more friction is reduced by fixed wheel rolling gate. Third type is free roller or stony gate, as shown in figure C. The rollers are fixed one below the other in a U-shaped roller cradle. So it is termed as a caterpillar. The shape is like a caterpillar. You know the caterpillar. It is like this one. So this arrangement is provided in this free roller or a stony gate, and friction is reduced by that caterpillar arrangement. Among the vertical gates, these are the most common and can be used for the spans of 15 meter or more. All vertical lift gates are counterbalanced by a counterweight. The motive power required then will be very small. This is working on the counterweight arrangement. If water level is increases, the counterweight is also goes in upward direction and the water goes in downward direction, and such a arrangement is there in these type of gates. Then we are going to discuss this tenter gate. This figure all the time asked in our times for the examination, and this tenter gate is also called as a sector gate or radial gate because its shape is like sector of a circle, so it is termed as a sector gate or radial gate. It is used for fairly long spans varying from 4 meter to 15 meter and height 3 to 10 meter. It is properly braced with the steel framework as shown here, and which is pivoted on the horizontal shaft as shown here, which is called as a trunnion or pivot, and the gate can be thus rotate about the horizontal axis. This gate rotates about this horizontal axis. The gate can be lifted or raised by means of ropes or chains acting simultaneously at both ends or with the help of power driven machines. The lifting of gate is done with the help of power driven machines or the cables, and such a gate is called as a tenter gate or sector gate or radial gate. So please look at this figure. This solid type of structure is called as a pier. This is the cutwater of the pier, and this is the faceplate provided on the sector of that circle. This is a FRL or full reservoir level. When gate is opened, it will be opened in this position or it may be like this one. So this is the arrangement of the gates to carry the water from upstream side to downstream side, and such a arrangement and such a gate is known as a tenter gate. Then we are going to discuss the automatic gates. The first automatic gate is the Reynolds gate, and Reynolds gate is a fixed roller type of automatic gate. Was designed by Mr. E.K. Reynolds, who was superintending engineer of the Bombay PWD, and such a gates. The size of that gate is 3 meter by 2.4 meter size and installed at Bhatgarh Dam near Pune. Each gate is connected to one counterweight by chains passing over the pulleys. The arrangement is such that the gate is counterbalanced by another weight, and such a counterbalance is done with the help of pulleys and ropes. The counterweight is placed in a deep well constructed under each pier at the back of gate, and this well is connected to upstream water level by inlet pipe. When the water rises to FRL, the counterweight moves up and the gate sinks below the weir crest, allowing the flood water to pass over the spillway. So this is a full reservoir level. Okay, when water rises up, then this is the counterweight as shown here. This counterweight is also raises up, and which allows the water to pass through this inlet and goes on the downstream side through this outlet, and such arrangement is made in the Reynolds gate. And the size of that particular Reynolds gate, this is the gate, actually this one is the gate, and such a gate size, this steel plate size is 3 meter by 2.4 meter. So you must know the Reynolds gate. Then Second gate is Vishveshwaraya Gate. This gate is placed on the Khadakwasla Dam. The gate is also fixed roller automatic gate. So Renault Gate and Vishveshwaraya Gate both are the fixed roller automatic gate. So you must know that. It was designed by eminent engineer Dr. Mokshagundam Vishveshwaraya in 1906. Such 88 gates were installed on Khadakwasla Dam near Pune and also Krishnaraj Sagar Dam in Mysore. And these gates are 11 sets are there for each having 8 gates. So 11 sets are provided and each set having 8 gates. So it is not a single gate, it is a set of the gates, and each set consisting of the 8 gates, and in that 8 gates 4 gates are the light one and 4 gates are the heavy one, and 2 heavy and 2 light gates on the each side of the counterweight well. They are connected to each other by means of system of pulleys and chains or pulleys of ropes. So please look at this figure. These 2 interior gates are the heavy gates, 2 exterior gates are the light gates, and these gates are connected by a system of pulleys and chains which are shown here. These are the system of pulleys and chains, and this is the cross section of that particular gate which shows the counterweight well also. This is the counterweight, and when water rises over the FRL, this counterweight also goes up, and which allows the water to pass through that inlet, and this water goes on the downstream side with the help of outlet pipes. And such a arrangement is similar to Renault gate, but here there are the set of gates, and each set consisting of the 8 gates. 8 gates. In that 8 gates, 4 are the light one and 4 are the heavy one, and such a system is shown here in this figure. So you must know all these parts for your MCQs. When water enters into well through the inlet pipe, when water rises above the FRL. When spillway comes into picture, when water level rises up to FRL or more than that FRL, and it goes to HFL and top of the dam. So to carry that water from upstream side to downstream side, such a spillway arrangement is provided, and for that spillway the gates are provided, and which reduces the weight of counterweight, and heavy gate slides downward, and the light gate which are connected to heavy gate slide downwards. Means when water goes rises above the FRL, these gates are slide downwards. The light gates which are connected by heavy gates are pulled up, creating opening to pass flood. And when water level in the reservoir goes below the FRL, no water enters in the well, and the water in the well is drained out. The counterweight now sinks, pulling 4 heavy gates up in a closed position. 4 light gates which are connected to heavy gates will come down and will close the openings. Means arrangement is such that when the water level is increases the FRL, the gates are open up, and when water level goes down the FRL, that gates are closed down. So these are working on this automatic system. So such a gates are termed as automatic gates. Thus the opening and closing operation of the gate is automatic. Okay. Then we are going to discuss the last part of this lecture, and which deals with the hydraulic jump type of dissipator. Hydraulic jump, you people must know in fluid mechanics, and it is very effective means of energy dissipation. Energy dissipation means when water carries out from this upstream side to downstream side with a greater heights. So there is a formation of hydraulic jump, and that hydraulic jump must be dissipated to avoid the damage of this downstream part. So on the downstream part, arrangement is made up of with the chute block, then basin floor level or constructing the floor particular, and baffle or basin blocks are constructed, and such arrangement is used for energy dissipation of that particular flow of water. If the fall means HFL minus tail water level is up to 1 meter thick concrete flooring serve the purpose, 1 to 5 meter water cushions are provided. Means this fall is up to 1 meter, then concrete flooring is used, but that fall is more than 1 meter up to 5 meter. Water cushions are provided. The floor blocks are omitted when the velocity is more than 15 meter per second. Means such a floor block arrangement is not considered when velocity of water is more than 15 meter per second for such a hydraulic type of dissipator. So dissipation means absorbing that particular energy of water, and which is done to avoid the damage to the downstream part of the dam or downstream part of that particular spillway. This is the plan for that spillway hydraulic jump type dissipators. This is the chute blocks provided. This is the side wall for the chute blocks. This is the baffle as shown in here. These are also blocks, and this is the end seal. So you must remember such a arrangements which is used for that hydraulic jump type dissipators. So all these components and all these figures you must remember for your preparation of multiple choice questions. All these dimensions such as a 2.5 D2 to 3D2, and this height is H3. You must know that this is D1 by 2, this length. So you must know these dimensions also to study these dissipators in detail. So this is very important for you for MPSC mains examination point of view. So I am going to end my lecture, but now the exam is coming in the month of December on the 18th. So you must prepare the exam with very powerful and very hardful studies, and go for the exam with all details and all particulars. So till then, bye bye, and I am going to deliver my next lectures on the divergent headworks and canal structures. Okay, so please listen my next lectures also, and please subscribe me if you have not subscribed me. Okay, till then, bye bye, good day.